And a good morning from day 14. Had an eventful evening, or an eventful night last night. I came across this cabin, so I thought, I'll save myself putting the tent up, I'll stay in there. There was no like bunks or anything like that. It's just like a shed. So I got everything set up and started trying to sleep on the floor. Lots of bugs crawling over me, mice running around. Decided that I'd probably be better off in the tent. I was boiling hot in there as well. So I got the tent set up, got into the tent, and it started thundering, lightning and raining. So I managed to somehow sleep through that and woke up this morning at about 5:30 and it was just starting again, but this time a lot heavier. So I kind of grabbed all my gear and ran into the cabin. I have done 205 miles so far. I've worked that much out, and I'm on my way towards Parzan today. So I'm about 10 miles ahead of my schedule that I set for myself. So I would like to have been a little bit further ahead, but that can't be helped. Anyway, I am going to start climbing up this thing here in front of me. And once I'm over the top of that, I think it's mostly downhill towards Parzan today. Good morning yet again. About 10 to 10, and I've just come up and over the climb I said about this morning. Wasn't too bad in the end. Some nice changes of scenery compared to what I've had the last maybe 4 or 5 days, and some nice kind of open meadow type areas with a lot of wildlife running around, which is something I've not seen so much yet. I think I'm no expert, but I think I might have seen some ibex this morning, and like a couple of big herds of what looked like small deer. I'm not too sure what they were, but yeah, it was nice to see them. My knees and my thighs are really feeling it, and this is just a really nice break for them. A lot of the climbs and descents you do are quite steep, and they're all very, very loose. A lot of loose rock and stones, and you're constantly working and on not falling over, basically. So it's just nice not to have to think so much and just plod out. And from looking at the map, I think I've got a good sort of 7 or 8 kilometres of this. I think it leads me all the way down into Parzan. So I'm not going to complain, I'm just going to enjoy it. Parzan, there isn't a great deal there. There's a shop, a restaurant, gas station, I think. I don't think it's a very big place at all, but yeah, it's one of the few shops in the area. So stock up on a few bits and see if they sell camping gas. Nice view that way. A little canyon down there. Nice to see some sky, blue sky in the puffy white clouds. Not a bad day. Not a bad day so far. Good morning from day 15. Monday morning, I believe. Yep, Monday morning, about 8:30, and I'm just leaving the nice little town of Bielsa, which isn't actually on the trail. It's about a 20-minute walk south of Parzan. But there's a few more shops, and I stopped in a hotel last night. My legs were needing a break, and I needed a shower as well. So I resupplied, got a shower, got a good rest, and I am just walking back up to Parzan now to get back on the trail. A shower of rain this morning, and it's a lot cooler than it has been as well. There's more breeze as well, so might be in for a little bit of different weather today, but we shall see. Anyway, the first section I've got to tackle today is 13 miles. See how the legs cope with that, and then take things from there. So just while I'm walking back up to Parzan, I've not got far to go now, I thought while I remembered about it, I'd just tell you about something strange that happened yesterday. So I was walking down the big long gravel road downhill into Parzan. It just went on and on and on. And the closer you get to Parzan, you get to a little, it's not even a village, it's just like a collection of a few houses with a few new builds there. I think it's called Chisagües or something like that. But I'm walking past them and I heard this noise. I looked up to my left, and there's a guy just stood in his garden with a scythe. He's just stood sharpening a scythe and just staring at me. And it was just a very unsettling experience. Not something you expect to see, because he was actually the first person I'd seen for quite a while as well. I just thought it was funny that the first person I'd seen for a decent stretch of time was stood staring at me sharpening a scythe in his garden. But I'm still here. So we're approaching noon on day 15. Stopped off at Parzan this morning from Bielsa. Just picked up a drink and a few bits of fruit to bring with me. Nice little treat. And the first 5 miles out of Parzan have just been a big uphill slog, basically, on this kind of like dirt road. So it's been nice to be on the road, but yeah, the gradients varied quite a lot. And then I've got about a mile left to get to the col there and up and over. It's really annoying actually, because my legs don't feel too bad now, but this cold that I just cannot shift. I can't breathe properly. So it's making the uphills really difficult and annoying, and it is getting quite frustrating now, I've got to admit. I just want to get rid of it. I've been taking vitamin C tablets and trying to get rid of it, but it just seems to be hanging around, so I have to deal with it, I guess. But yeah, it's a bit cooler today, and there's quite a bit more breeze. Definitely a lot more cloud as well, so a bit different today for hiking. Well, I made it to the refuge de meadows. I think it's called, the building behind me. And I didn't intend to stay very long, but all good plans and all that. It's actually so nice here that I've just been sat for a while, enjoying it. And you can probably see why. It's just breathtaking. There's not a great deal of people here. There's a few hikers and day hikers and whatnot. 4 Czech ladies have just arrived. I passed on the trail. Okay, mate. Okay. Gracias. But yeah, it is just beautiful here. So kind of lost for words, really. Anyway, it's getting late in the day. It's about 4:30, so I need to find somewhere for a bit of a stealth camp. I don't think you're supposed to camp in this area, so I'm gonna carry on walking for a couple of hours and see what happens. Well, it's probably going on 7 p.m. and I've done a little bit more than I anticipated today. I've just climbed that, which was incredibly difficult, especially at this time of the day after so much climbing as well this morning. It's really done me in, but I didn't want to be stuck at the bottom of there and have the climb to do in the morning if I could help it. So I've done the climb and I've just had a little glimpse of what's over the ridge, so I thought I'd let you see it with me. It looks as though it might be rather nice, and oh my goodness me, that is just something else. Wow. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Oh man. Now the problem I have is that I'm on the top of a mountain at 7 p.m. I've got 1 litre of water and there's no water here. It's also rather exposed, so I'm either going to have to chance it and drop down and hope I find somewhere I can put the tent with water, or I'm going to have to risk staying up here tonight with 1 litre of water. Now then, I reckon I can probably make it down there. Yep, I'm on a mission, I'm going down. Evening. It's about 8:30 p.m. and I made it to a suitable location to put the tent. It's a little bit slopey, but it'll do for the night. Nice outlook. That's where the sun's going to be rising in the morning over those mountains. So that'll be something to look forward to. Been a long day today. Done a lot more than I thought I was going to get done. Pushed myself maybe a bit too much, but it's good to do that sometimes, I think. I am going to get some food started because I've still not eaten anything meal-wise this evening, and I'm going to do that in the tent because I'm not sure if it's going to start raining or not. But I'm losing the light anyway, so as you can tell, it's getting pretty dark now. So yep, another day done, and we shall rest up and go again in the morning. Good morning. Day 16. Literally just woken up. It's 7:30. Now, last night when I was coming down off the hillside, there was I believe he was a Russian lad going up, and I thought that's maybe a bit of a silly thing to do. He had a massive backpack as well. It was twice as big as him. I warned him there was no water up there. He didn't seem to be too bothered. But quite literally, most of the night, from about 10 p.m. onwards, it's just been lightning up there. I could see it through the tent just flashing away. I really hope he's alright. But there we go, you can see this morning it's a very cloudy start to the day. There has been some rain during the night, I heard it a couple of times. A couple of rumbles of thunder. Like I say, a lot of lightning. Right, update time. Probably somewhere between 1 and 2 p.m, not sure whereabouts, but somewhere around there. Had quite a bit of rain this morning. It did look very threatening, then it just unleashed. And whilst I was starting a big climb, I bumped into a girl, Petra, who gave me a bit of advice about the climb that was coming up and some refuges. One that wasn't so good, one that was very good. So we had a little chat for 5 minutes. It's nice to exchange information with people headed in the opposite direction. So yeah, that was nice. And then I got very wet coming up the climb, but it was very easy. It was graded for a bus. It's like halfway up a mountain and it just goes to a little refuge that's not manned, but a bus runs up and down it. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, my target for this evening was Cap de Creus, where there's a refugio, which involves a big climb, and I am just starting that now. I'm hopeful that I'll be there by about 5 p.m-ish, but as you can see, it looks like quite a big climb. So yeah, that's the way we are. I just stopped off at the nice refuge that Petra told me about. Had a couple of wraps and a few bits of candy, and I even got the stove out and made myself a cup of coffee, which was absolutely lovely. And I think it's given me a little bit of a turbo boost. So the sun's just starting to come out now, which is good because I was actually getting quite cold. But the sun, yeah, is poking through. Thank goodness. Warm me up and dry me out a bit. Onwards and upwards. Well, I'm about halfway up the climb to Cap de Creus, and this is just, oh, it's just beautiful. I was expecting a really nasty climb, and so far, touch wood, clonk clonk, it's been really nice. It's just been pleasant. There's waterfalls everywhere. It's just really scenic. You got the mist shrouding the top of the mountains there on that side, and then hopefully where I'm heading, I think I'm heading straight in front of me there, we've got blue sky, so that's a good sign. There, pop over that ridge, I think anyway. I might be wrong, but yeah, there's a refugio not too far away. That's where I'm headed. I'm going to get a bite to eat there, I think, because my supplies are actually running a little bit low. I've been going through food like crazy. Been eating a lot more than I bargained for. So I need to try and hot foot it to my next town stop, which is going to be Espot, to get myself some resupply food. I should be able to make it there. I'm just going to have to make sure that I eat every last thing that I've got in my bag. But enjoying this today a lot more than I thought I was going to. And a good evening, everyone. Just after 7 p.m. on day 16. Been a mixed day, really. That nasty weather this morning, the long kind of monotonous climb up the road where the bus goes to the Refugio, and then some beautiful, beautiful scenery up towards the Refugio at Cap de Creus. The last part of that was a very difficult climb, and then quite a tricky descent as well. A lot of bouldering and rock hopping. Left Cap de Creus, and I've been looking for somewhere to put the tent, and I'm a little bit wary of the weather. As you can see in the distance there is a lot of cloud forming. It's looking very dark and ominous. So I was going to pitch next to one of these lakes. There's several in the area, but take a gander at this. I have just found myself a cabin, and there's nobody else here at the moment. With it being 7:05, it kind of bodes well that nobody else will turn up, but if they do, there's plenty of room inside. Excuse me. It's in a very nice setting. It's a nice bit of real estate if you can afford it, and tonight I can definitely afford it because it's free and it's right here. So I think I'm gonna take this tonight, and we'll see how my second night in a cabin goes. It's well anchored down, as you can see, with ropes and steel chains and whatnot, so it's not going to get blown away. There's a couple of windows, door, couple of sleeping areas inside, and a nice little bench as well. So that, I think, is going to be me for tonight. It'll be an experience. But yeah, it's been one of those days where it's been challenging, and to be honest with you, I have really, really enjoyed the challenge. It's been just enough to keep me going. I have to admit, a couple of days ago I was starting to get a little bit downhearted. I wasn't moving as fast as I wanted to. I was starting to worry that I wasn't going to stand a chance of finishing the trail. But the last couple of days I have pushed myself, and I have done things that I didn't think my body could do. I know it sounds a bit corny, but just pushing yourself that little bit extra has made a massive difference mentally to me over the last couple of days. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with where I'm at the moment. Anyway, that being said, I need to go and cook some couscous to use it up because I'm sick of carrying it around. I don't particularly like the taste of it. I won't be buying it again. But yeah, it's probably the heaviest thing in my bag, so it's getting cooked. I'll give you a very quick little tour of the interior. If you can make things out in the semi-gloom, we've got the bench there where someone's left a deck of cards. That's very nice. It's like a few candles. Got a broom. We have, if I get out the light, you might be able to see a bit better. There's the sleeping pad with the window next to it, and there is the ladder just in the corner going up to another sleeping compartment in the loft. That's for the posh people. I think I'll be slumming it down here unless anybody else turns up. But yes, I'm quite happy with this little arrangement tonight. Possibility of mice, but if it means I'm not going to get thundered and lightened on and rained on, then happy bunny. So yeah, I shall sit at my little child's table and cook my food.